Hey guys, it's Mrs. Spiro. So what we're doing today is instead of solving an equation and getting an answer, we're actually going to solve for a variable. And I know it's very odd and it's kind of confusing, but hang in there with me. So here we have our first equation. It says solve for x. So we know how to do that. We take both sides and divide by 3, so x is isolated. And so x equals 2. For literal equations and dimensional analysis, this is what this next part is. So instead of just solving for x, which is the same thing, you're going to use the same properties. So here's x. How do I get rid of the p? Since this is multiplication, I'm going to divide both sides by p. So x is equal to m divided by p. So the technique is no different. It's just you have no numbers, no values. Okay, baby steps. Here's another one. And these will be on your test and coming up on Tuesday. So most of them are going to be similar to this one here. So if you want to asterisk this one so you can refer to it, that would be great. This is just a regular two-step equation. We know to solve this, we're going to add 8 to both sides. 4x is equal to 20. Divide by 4. And x is equal to 5. Those we should be pros at. So don't let this be any different. So we're solving for x. So that means we've got to send this y over and then obviously divide by 4. So I'm going to add y to both sides. And then I'm left with a 4x is equal to k plus y. Next, I'm solving for x. Since this is multiplication, I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So x is equal to this weird, odd solution. But it wasn't hard. You're just using the same methods that you do originally to solve for variables. Okay, get a little tricky here. This here, you've got to get rid of this fraction, and I've talked about it before. To get rid of a fraction, you have to multiply. Since this is dividing by, I'm going to multiply both sides by 5 over 1. So 5 over 1. That gets rid of this 5. Once I have that 5 gone, I'm just left with 4 plus y is equal to 20 times 5, which is 100. Subtract 4, and y is equal to 96. Try it with letters or variables only. So here we multiplied by 5. So here, since we're solving for y, we're going to multiply by a to both sides. So if I multiply this by a and this by a, a's cancel out. I'm left with L plus y equals Ka, because it's multiplication. Now subtract L, L's gone, and y is equal to Ka minus L, because there's no like terms there. Not too shabby. Let's keep going. Here's another example of that. So hopefully you know we're going to multiply by 3 to both sides to get rid of that denominator. Multiply by 3 over 1. Cancels out. I'm left with x minus 8 is equal to, what is that, 36? Add 8, and x is equal to 44. How are we going to do that here? Solving for x. Multiplied by 3 to both sides, 3 over 1. 3 over 1. The 3's cancel out here. I'm left with x minus c is equal to 3 times d. Add c, cancels that out. So x is equal to 3d plus c. Weird and crazy. Do we have some more? Ooh, we do. So at any point in time that you want to stop me, try to do this on your own, which I would really like for you to do, and then restart to see if you got the same answer. That's what I would prefer you to do. All right, so solving for c minus 3. I'm left with a negative 6c is equal to 12. Divide by a negative 6. So c is equal to a negative 2. We know how to do that. We are getting really comfortable with that. Okay, now we're solving for c, but we've got some other stuff here. So this is no different than Red Rover, send him over. So I'm going to subtract 3d. So I'm left with a negative 6c is equal to, now I'm going to, I guess the order really doesn't matter. Actually, it does. I'm going to rewrite this. Negative 6c is equal to a negative 3d. They like to have this, this term here in front, and that's a positive 16. And it's good for you to know how to do that, to rearrange these equations. And then to solve for c, I'm going to divide by negative 6, divide the whole thing by negative 6. So c is equal to, this is kind of confusing because we have a negative divided by negative, which is going to turn this whole term into something that's positive. So 3d plus 16 over 6. So that is one whole term. So, and that's my final answer. All right. If you have any questions, obviously, let me know. And your assignment is available.